Hello everyone, this is just a dad. Today I'm going to do a review on this Eufy E28 robot vacuum cleaner. So this has a portable spot cleaner that's part of the robot. You lift this up by the handle. This takes away the portable spot cleaner. And then you set it back on the base station. It does come with a 9-foot cord, so you will have to unplug it, take the spot cleaner to wherever you want to clean. It's got the clean water tank and the dirty water tank and this hose. So when the spot cleaner is installed, it's got one big base station here. Let's take a look at the robot vacuum cleaner. I love that it has LiDAR navigation. We got 2 buttons, a home and a start button. It's got the bumper technology. It does have some sensors and a light on the front. Go around back here. There's where it's going to fill that's where it empties the dirty water tank. That's where it fills the robot's water tank up. We lift the cover here. It's going to go around and vacuum your house. Everything's going to go into this dust bin. And then when the robot backs up to the base station, it's going to suck everything out of this dust bin into a dust bag. It's actually underneath this. I'll show you when I take it off. Now if we press this button here, the dirty water tank. So this is the dirty water tank. So this has a roller brush. So the clean water tank is going to spray water onto the brush roller, and then as it picks stuff up off the floor, it's going to get scraped into the dirty water tank. And then when it comes back to the base station, everything's going to get sucked out of this dirty water tank. Now there are some doors we can open here. Once in a while you are going to have to do some maintenance on this. This little door here also. And then there's some filters you'll have to do some maintenance on. So when we flip the robot over, here's the brush roller. We can take that brush roller off and clean it or replace it. There's where it auto empties everything out of the dustbin. It does have a split brush roller, so if long hairs are not going to get wrapped around the brush roller, this brush is stationary, but it turns. It can extend this brush into the corner, which I am going to show you. There is a carpet sensor here. It can lift the mop pad whenever it senses carpet. And let's just take a look at the split brush roller design. These do come out for easy cleaning, and there is a little comb on here to help keep the long hairs off. Now underneath the spot cleaner, this is the docking station. So once in a while you are going to have to take this out and clean it. When the robot comes back to the base station, again, everything is going to help clean the mop pads. It's going to blow hot air onto the mop pads. So again, the base station, the spot cleaner is going to share the same clean water tank and the dirty water tank. So let's dock the robot. Charging. Now again, if I want to use the spot cleaner, it is kind of heavy. I would have to pick it up. I could uncoil. The cord is 9 foot long. The hose here is about 6 feet long. So you just take this cover off, you undo it, and then when I turn it, there's a power switch here. Turn it on. It'll spray some water out, and it's got really good suction. And then both the robot and the spot cleaner go into here's the dirty water tank. Once in a while, you are going to have to empty that out. And then here's the clean water tank. You can simply just take that over to your sink and fill it up. Here's a light that's going to give us different status indications. Here's the base station. Once the spot cleaner's taken off, there's where the electrical connection is. Here's where you put the Eufy clean solution. That's going to mix with the water to fill the robot up with solution and water. And here's the dust bag. So about every 2 months, you'll have to change out that dust bag. Now, when you're done with the spot cleaner, you're simply going to lift it up, and then you simply just set it right there. And then we're going to go plug this in. And now the robot is charging. So I really do like the Eufy app. It does a really good job of mapping your house. You can see where the robot's gone. You can see where your carpet is. Down here, we can tell it to do different levels. We can have it do the automation. We can have it do by room, a zone. If we go back to home, we can do vacuum and mop. We can do vacuum only, cleaning pattern, 3 levels of water, and quiet, turbo, or max for suction. Okay, so we're going to have it start cleaning these muddy paw prints. First thing it's going to do, it's going to fill the robot up with water from the clean water tank and add a little bit of solution. Then it's going to wash the mop pads. Then it's going to undock and go over and start cleaning. Okay, so it's going to undock and travel to that room. Okay, the first thing it's going to do, it's going to do the perimeter of this room. Now this mud is really, really dried on. Okay, it didn't get it on the first pass, but I do have it. It's going to do 2 passes. Now again, it is vacuuming and mopping at the same time. Okay, here it's starting to mop. Wow, it's doing a pretty good job. Now we are getting a little bit of streaking, but it should come back on the second pass. So it recognizes that as a heavy stain and it should go over that area. Okay, sorry about that. Somebody rang the doorbell, but it's going to clean this again. So again, that's really dried on. It's going to go this direction one more time and then it'll go the opposite direction. But it can deploy, I'm going to show you close up, it can deploy its side brush. There, when it gets into a corner. There's the brush. I want to show you a close up of the brush roller. So it's doing a pretty good job of getting the mud off the floor. It did leave a little bit, but it's going to go this other direction now, and it should be able to get that. Okay, here's the third time on this really, really dried mud. So it does struggle with mud that has been really dried on. Okay, now it's going back, it's going the other direction now, going with the wood grain. Still left a little bit of that dried on mud. And there's a little bit left there now. Now for everyday mopping, this is going to do a pretty good job, I think. And I do have it on high water level. So now it's going to come back to the base station and it's got to empty that dirty water tank. Now when it's emptying that dirty water tank, the unit is kind of loud.
Washing box.
So what you're hearing there, that's the carpet cleaner sucking out the dirty water in the dirty water tank. Okay, so when it's all done, it's going to blow hot air onto the mop pads. Okay, coming up, we're going to do the torture test, corner torture test, obstacle avoidance, and probably the biggest test is going to be the carpet test. How does it compare to the Eufy S1? And in fact, I'm going to fire that Eufy S1 up. For some reason, I think the Eufy S1's a little bit better mopper. I was a little shocked by this. I mean, this is kind of clay, so this is extremely, this really dries on hard. It does a good job of mopping, but that was pretty dried on. There's something that just seems off about this cleaning. I can't quite put my finger on it yet. I fired up the Eufy S1. It's going to come over here. So this one. And I'll try to cut in when it's getting ready, but I've got a bunch of long hairs trying something new. I do love that side brush that it extends. And with this being a square robot, it does clean corners very well. It's doing a really good job. It's pretty amazing as far as the corner cleaning capabilities. Now it is on the tall side. It doesn't fit readily under furniture. And this thing is only $1,000. Pretty sure. Okay, the S1 is fired up. Now this isn't the Pro, the S1 is not the Pro model. I've got the Pro downstairs hooked up to a water line, so. Okay, obstacle avoidance is pretty good. It did spot that cable. And it's gonna stay away from it. Pretty, yeah, see the tractor, I don't understand why it struggles with that tractor. That's, again, nothing's 100% yet. Here's the S1 coming. So it vacuumed over, it actually ran over a Lego toy. Here's where the S1, it's not the best vacuuming robot. Okay, we're back here. Again, there, now I got it on 2 passes, so it should be able to pick the rest of that up on the second pass. Laying down some good water. Looks like it did finally sense that toy. Oh. Hear the toy getting run over. Trying to give you a close-up of how that mop roller works. So it did hit the toy, I heard it. Here comes the S1. Now again, this is like the $800 version. This is not the Pro. Its obstacle avoidance isn't as good. Because that's probably going to be the #1 question. Should I upgrade or should I get the S1? Now the S1 cannot clean a corner like that. I'll tell you that. This one has definitely improved corner cleaning capabilities. See it, yeah, well, it gets awfully close to that truck. Too close for comfort, you know, but yeah, it keeps moving that truck. So it's gonna go around, see it's getting that corner almost perfectly clean. Here's the S1 real quick. About the same maybe. Yeah, about the same. That's a really dried on mess of like clay. Then here it is getting this corner on the second pass. Look at that corner. I mean, that's spotless. Left, there's a few hairs. Not too bad. This has gotten this little area here probably 98% clean, with obstacle avoidance being about 95%. Yeah, nope, okay. Yeah, too close to that truck. Darn. Just when you want them to be good. Here's the Eufy S1 real quick. This one's probably going to be heavily discounted now that they got these other ones coming out. I think it's around 800 bucks now. I approve of it. It's good. Yeah, about the same. Here we are. Now, interesting, they went to top LiDAR on this one. I thought the Eufy S1 did okay with that LiDAR that's sandwiched between the robot in the top there. And this is probably the weirdest part, is this really loud suction. You know, there's a drain tube down in that pit. I don't know when maybe it uses it whenever it's cleaning the dock, but, and you would think it would put, I don't hear a bunch of water being spun around the mop. Now, the robot is what's cleaning the mop pad, not the base station. And this is where it has to empty the dirty water tank.
Start washing box.
This is not the auto empty, this is the dirty water tank. And see over here on the S1, it empties, well, which it kind of howls when it's collecting dust. But the robot has a pump inside it that empties its water tank into a little spot, and then another pump kicks on to suck it up into the dirty water tank. So, different way of doing it. I almost feel like this one cleans its mop roller a little bit better, but maybe not. There's suction right here. So it's basically turning on the spot cleaner's suction to empty out the dirty water tank, but you also get air coming through here. So that's kind of, I don't know. I'm sure they got it all engineered in. And see, when the S1's cleaning, you can hear it filling with water. You can hear it turning. You can kind of hear the water working. Over here, I hear the brush roller. It is turning, and it must be adding water to it, and it's scraping it off. And then it's going to do a last it's going to do a last suction, suck out the dirty water. But that is really, really loud. And again, that's not the that's not emptying the dustbin. I'll show you that later. Okay, there's the auto empty system. It's kind of the same. Oop. See, this one's emptying its dirty water tank. Man, that's extremely loud for dust collection. It's a different vacuum. I wasn't getting anything out of here. Then you can hear like the brush roller being turned backwards or something. They don't tell us what it's doing, but the brush roller is definitely being turned without suction. Now it's done. And now it'll, okay, here it's going to clean carpet. It definitely, and we'll check for long hair entanglement because I got a bunch more long hairs. Now on the E28, I did turn this dirt inspection on. I really haven't noticed it yet. That's in the Eufy lab. And there's a close-up of the Eufy S1 compared to the E28. I will be doing a more detailed comparison, but... All right, carpet cleaning. It does seem a little bit better. I would expect, it's got a lot more powerful suction. All right. I've got it on its highest suction possible. Not bad, not bad. Left some of those big clumps. So it did recognize that toy, that's good. Gets way too close to it though. Way too close. Then it's just going off onto some random pattern. Ooh, it gets way too close to that. Oh, no, no, no. I mean, that's... You should have recognized that. One more try. Maybe this thing likes low stuff to the ground. These clumps it's leaving, but it is picking up most of the debris. No. Oddly enough, it sees that one. That one's just... That one's a no-go. So what is it about being low to the ground? So it likes that dog poop better than the tall one. Yeah, it's avoiding it. It doesn't know what it is. But at least it did recognize it. It never recognized that toy. That toy should have been right there. It recognized my shoe when I was standing by it. You know, oddly enough, it hasn't completed the carpet. It should know that this whole square is carpet, but I don't, maybe it will at the end, but it's cleaned this a couple times. All right, it's on its second pass. It did the perimeter of the room. Now it's going to go back the other way. I'm just too intrigued by this little pit with a pickup tube. See, here's where it empties the dirty water tank. Here's where it fills the robot. What is this for? There's where it blows hot air out. See, this pit over on the S1 is where the robot would drain into, and then it would suck it out. There's no sensor here. There's not even a sensor. The other one has a sensor. When water's in there, it just turns on a pump. I don't know. That's too intriguing. It's just like a low point drain. It has to suck the dirty water. I don't know. Looks like he got in a fight with the Roomba. He said, move it or lose it. Just get out of his way. So we're gonna open the dustbin when we're done. You know, it's actually doing a pretty good job. It's got a little bit left to clean here. Yeah, not too bad. This was a pretty big mess, and we're going to check for hair tangling. Now, I did buy this with my own money. I wasn't paid for this video. I'm going to give you my honest score when I'm done. I honestly thought it would clean that mud up a little bit better than it did. But sometimes in our heads we make I always thought this was just the absolute best mopping robot, but even the Eufy one struggled on it a little bit. So while that spinning mop pad is probably the future, that roller, I mean, it's not the end-all be-all. Wow, it's actually getting this carpet very clean. And see, it should have, while it recognized it the first time, it should have put a spot there and said there's something there. Again, these are just not 100%. Nothing's 100%. I don't even know who has the best, to be honest with you. Because just when you think one is superior, it'll do that. I thought this one was actually doing pretty good. Even the brush roller got too close to that. You would have smeared poop on the brush roller. All right, it's about done.
Dustbin removed.
Wow, that's a pretty small dustbin. But it did an excellent job of picking everything up. We'll check the auto empty system. Let's check long hairs. Oh, not expecting that. No, this isn't too bad. They've got some work to do. Do you see what I'm seeing? They've got some work to do. And I don't like this design. It's very hokey. So it couldn't suck that ball up. Now, this was a pretty big torture test, but I think that, in honesty, I don't think that was a super torture test, because if you've got dogs and stuff, I mean, you could come up with that much hair. Now, I don't like this design at all. It's like a three-step go, zzz, zzz, and then off. And the comb didn't work. See, that's too, that's going to get broke. I don't like it. All right. I just blew that out. There's the dirty water tank. Again, see, there's nothing. Oh, that's funny. I lowered it. There's where it has to suck that dirty water out.
Dustbin inserted. Heading home.
We still got to try out the spot cleaner. It extends that side brush for just a couple seconds, and then it retracts it. It's weird.
Start collecting dust.
So that's the original. Now there's another high-powered one. You know, I could have maybe left this. Maybe during this process it would have gotten it out. So I got to do some more playing around with it. Because right now it's like spinning that brush roller backwards. Again, they don't tell us. I don't like when they don't tell us. Just tell us everything it's doing. And if you know, leave it in the comments. So it could have gotten that big hairball out, but that's, in theory, that's not what you want to happen. All right, now we got to check. Because I didn't hear a big thunk. No, no. I mean, that's pretty... Oh, it didn't get hardly any of it because it has to go over to this spot. So what was the malfunction? I mean, there's the trap door. It just couldn't create the suction. I mean...
Dustbin inserted. Charging. Collecting dust.
I don't think I got it because you would hear a thunk, like all that stuff going into the... There it is. So I will check it. Okay. Yeah, completely empty. So maybe just too compacted in there.
Dustbin inserted. Heading home.
Okay, let's do the carpet cleaner. You got to unplug it, so you got to cave access. And I can't stress. I mean, it's kind of hurting my back. Oh, how heavy this is. Hose is about 5 feet long. Cord 9 feet long, but it's heavy. I review spot cleaners. This is super heavy. So turn it on. Again, you got really good suction. So you're going to spray the water. This is the self-cleaning. I mean, it's easy to handle. It sprays a lot of water. Then if you hit the button, this is the self-cleaning. It's going to send solution down the pipe, or water, I mean. It doesn't shut down right away. So weird. All right, dirty water.
The water tank is full or not in place. Please check.
Very, very concentrated dirt. So it doesn't use a lot of water. Always spray a little bit of Listerine. Listerine mouthwash to prevent odor. And they really want you to make sure that's snapped. That's easy to not snap that. And I get that because there's such velocity of that water coming out, it'll leak. If you think it's closed, snap.
Until you hear a click to prevent leakage.
I do like the warning. This is, I mean, the hose is flexible. Winding it up isn't super bad. The cover seems to fit most of the time. Okay, let's score it. I dinged it on, you know, that could probably be a 5. I mean, adding solution is kind of tricky, and they don't give you any. Can't leave its mop pads at the base station, but that's okay. Basically, I got dinged on pet hair, poop avoidance. This thing's super loud. There's no other way. Every part of it, the base station is just loud. The obstacle avoidance picture taking, there is no pictures. They're all about privacy. And I don't like those brush rollers. I dinged it on the brush rollers those are gonna get broke so easy. So this is an 87, probably could have been maybe a 90. That would be an A minus, maybe an 89 or something, but not top tier. Price, $1,300 to $1,000. I mean, it does serve a purpose. Spot cleaners are nice. I just would prefer a spot cleaner that's just a spot cleaner and not my base station to be a spot cleaner. Because actual spot cleaners are actually pretty lightweight and portable. So I did give it just a dad sticker seal of approval. They've got some things to work on, but overall, you're gonna have a good user experience with the app. And they're in the middle of transferring to a different app, which I think it's finally working. They've got Eufy Clean app, they've got the Eufy Security app, which is now everything. And finally, I think the E28 is on that one. It wasn't for a bit. I will be getting the E25 that doesn't, it looks like this robot without the spot cleaner, so that might be one to get, but it is super tall with LiDAR now. I have a whole setup video where I go through all the measurements. I don't know what that tank is, so let me know what you think. That in the bottom of the cleaning tray where that area is, I don't know what that is. Maybe that has to be maybe a drip for a vacuum pump area or something. So it is cleaning carpets better. It's not there yet. There are some that do a little bit better job with carpet cleaning. So I am working on a whiteboard. I just don't have a lot of time, but this is very important to people. I'm gonna list the robots I approve. I'm gonna come up with just a couple key features, but then I'm gonna say price, the lowest I've seen, and that's normal. And I'm gonna be displaying this. I'm gonna be doing videos just on this. That's the whole purpose behind my channel, is people to buy, if they have $500 to spend, you can buy an absolute piece of junk, or you can buy one that actually works very well. So I'm in the process. This whiteboard, I'm gonna roll it around. I just bought this, dual-sided. I'll be showing, displaying, helping people as much as I can. I'm gonna somehow incorporate the skill or the floor material, price, pets, kids, privacy. I gotta incorporate this into it too. I don't know what's groundbreaking. Hydrojet. I mean, it seemed like the Eufy S1. Hydrojet system. Hydrojet cleans the roller mop in real time and then mimics the hand scrubbing to remove stubborn stains. Well, that's what the S1 does. Now, right in my basement, I am testing robots to failure, learning a lot about them. I just hooked up the Eufy S1 Pro to the water. I got a video. You can add a water line. It's kind of complicated. This is coming from the toilet supply line, and then and then it goes to the robot. This is an overflow, so it keeps this box full, and that's what fills that up. And then there's a drain line going over there, but I got a video on that. It's working pretty good, because these things can use a lot of water if you've got them mopping a lot. So pretty nice not having to do anything with the water or the dirty water. It just empties it into the drain right here. Over here, we're testing robots to failure. Got my junkyard already. Got some red lights on. That just means our dirty water tanks are full. This one's been working pretty good. Max V, got a lot of Q Revos, Dreams. Even brought the Saros 10 down. Resurrected some old Ecovacs. Don't recommend any Roombas. But lots of, I'll be doing a long form video of my results down here eventually. But if you see a bunch of shorts, like vertical videos that are less than 30 seconds, I'm doing a lot of those on these. So my very next video, the Frio Z10. I've got the Frio Pro, which is kind of like meant for a small apartment. Got the one with the robotic arm, the Z70, lots of videos on it. There's the Frio Z. I'll be comparing it to that. So I really do appreciate everybody's support. I will be putting links to these in the show description notes. If you purchase them using my links, the products don't cost you anymore, but I get a small commission from the sale. It is a way of helping support my channel. That way I can continue to do these honest reviews. It's just okay. If you really needed a spot cleaner and a robot cleaner, never knew I needed that, but it's not perfect. So again, thanks everybody for watching. If you could, please like and subscribe, and thanks again.